Joining us now to discuss all the legal drama involving former President Trump is expert on American political culture, Dr. Henry Giroux. Doctor, will these legal troubles impact Trump's bid for a second term?
I think there's a good chance they will. I mean, we can talk about impact in two ways. One is Trump, of course, is going to turn this into a circus in which he's going to do everything he can to sort of arouse his supporters to make it appear as if, once again, he's a victim. And of course, turn this into theater. The other side of this is, yeah, I think it will impact. I mean, I think increasingly it adds more legitimacy to a whole range of accusations that are being waged, legal accusations being waged against Trump, that he's increasingly going to have to deal with outside of simply this case. And my sense is that that will just be the beginning of a series of indictments that is certainly going to in some way affect, I would think, not his hardcore supporters, but those people who are wavering around his legitimacy as a potential candidate for the presidency.
Speaking of Trump's supporters, members of the GOP are rallying behind Trump online, and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said that this whole ordeal is just political. Is that true, or would the same process take place if a former Democratic president did the same thing?
The GOP is now headed by a group of right-wing white supremacists who basically are election deniers, absolutely refuse to take any responsibility for what they've done to the country and what they say about the country, and their refusal to deal with questions of legality and justice. I don't take anything they say seriously. I would argue that they're a threat to democracy, and they represent an extremist element of the Republican Party that in some way we've seen echoes of the past with respect to what we saw going on in Germany and Italy in the 1930s.
Walk us through what happens if Trump does get indicted. What happens next?
Well, if he gets indicted, then clearly there'll be a jury trial that he'll have to face. My sense is he'll do everything he can with the group of lawyers that surround him to simply delay this as much as possible. His tactic is performance, theater, and delay. So I'm not sure where it'll go from there. It'll eventually, of course, he'll eventually end up in court if he's indicted. It's just a matter of how much time it will take. But I think if he's indicted, there's a good chance that he'll lose that case.
Thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Giroux.
Okay, my pleasure. I hope that helped.